Hey guys, it's Roxanne from RoxanneLynch.com. Hey, how's it going in your neck of the woods today? All right, so when I was working with a new client today, she was really fearful about the follow-up. And so that's what I want to talk about today. I want to give you guys some stress-free, kind of like baby to lady ideas when it comes to doing the follow-up and definitely having that happy closure, all right? So let's hop into this because this is what I love to do. I love to show up, whether it's my blog or you guys popping over to my YouTube channel or me going live several times a week. I know that I get really excited to share with you guys some ideas, maybe to shake it up from a different perspective. Definitely so you guys can have more traction, more momentum and better results. It's almost the middle of the month. I'm looking at the computer here and it's like, it's getting really close to the middle of the month. So closures and follow-ups should definitely be on the rise, right? We began the month strong. We do lots of nurturing. We do lots of prospecting, making new friends. And now comes the time, just like everything has its time, the tide comes in and the tide goes out. And right now, it is all about the fabulous follow-up, going from baby to lady. So let's hop into this. So the beginnings of all of our conversations come from an exposure. Okay, a friend, a family member has come across an article that you wrote on Facebook. Maybe they have responded to a Facebook message. Maybe they've seen your live video. Maybe they saw an image or a post that created some curiosity where they might have reached out to you or they're responding to you from a message or a connection. Remembering that Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither are our businesses. It comes from that consistency and that following up and multiple exposures upon exposures, because women take some time to make decisions, okay? We are touchy-feely creatures. We are curious. We are snoopy. And we, for the most part, don't make instant decisions, okay? Sometimes we make them out of excitement and exuberance, full of great energy, but for the most part, with decision making, women take time, okay? And that time is where we have that constant nurturing and that constant ability to do exposures and to have consistent follow-ups, okay? So most women have fear about follow-ups because we're fear of being said no to. It's kind of like the dances when we were kids. We would go ask a guy to dance and he would say no, or the guy would ask the girl to dance and she would say no. No one likes rejection, okay? But we have to remember that if we are childlike in our joy and in our exuberance, a child doesn't phase a child in a grocery store. A no doesn't phase the child when he's looking at the cookie jar. So no's are just no, not right now, okay? I never used to get grumpy when I was a waitress and I would offer somebody dessert, okay? And they would say, oh, no, I'm way too full for dessert. I don't want dessert, Roxanne, thank you very much. But if I walked around with that dessert tray a couple times and they maybe had another beverage or a cup of coffee, pretty sure they come around that corner and they say, okay, give me the chocolate mousse. I gotta have the chocolate mousse, okay? Exposures, okay? And, it is all in your favor when we have multiple exposures and multiple connections and conversations, all right? So, because if we're thinking about this and say we're just going to use my business, for example, within social retail, just because, I know it off the top of my skull. And for me, follow-ups are really, really quite simple because we as women, we're snoopy creatures. Number one, I've said this before, we're snoopy creatures, and we have to make sure that we are providing information in ways for different personality types and different times, okay? We know that women are checking their phones at work. We know that women are probably checking their phones when they're not supposed to be checking their phones, but they are. So we need to make sure we're providing valuable content that they can make decisions on depending on their personality type and the time that they have on their hands, okay? So that's what I love about our ATM. We have this 1, 2, 3 step system. You guys have probably heard me talk about it before, but we use Facebook to help do our exposures for us. We allow Facebook to do the presentations, to give people, our prospects, social proof, to give them real life examples, testimonials, and help aid in the follow-up. Because follow-up, like I said, we don't want to be heard no to. So if we allow a woman to use her natural curiosity and start clicking around, start scrolling around, start snooping, watching the videos, checking out the files and the documents, the facts and the data, we are allowing those different personality types and their time to check out what they want to check out, okay? So it's not just one thing that we're allowing women to be exposed to make decisions on. We allow multiple different facets of that for them to do that. Okay, so eventually, after a woman has definitely reached out and connected with you, and they said, hey, Roxanne, tell me more about that, 1 tablespoon a day that you take that helps melt belly fat away. I talked about that on my noon post, and it's a liquid CLA with a little bit of additional liquid collagen in it, because it's no use losing weight and melting belly fat away if it's not also going to help tone your skin. So that's why I love my liquid collagen. But this liquid clinical strength CLA, it's got a couple different flavors, like coconut lime just come out, but I absolutely love lemony. I call it my lemony goodness. And it helped me lose 8 pounds last month. All my winter hibernation weight went away. It just melted away. 1 tablespoon a day melts the belly fat away. So when I'm having women ask me questions about this, I can let them be exposed to this stuff. But eventually I have to follow up with them, like I said, and say, okay, so this is what I do. It's like, so I'll say like, hey, Jennifer, I know that you had some questions about my liquid collagen and the clinical strength CLA that helps melt belly fat. Can you see how, this could help you? You just want to lose a little bit of weight. 8 to 15 pounds isn't a lot of weight when it comes to feeling comfortable in the skin that we're in, especially with summer being like closer for us up here in Canada. So can you see how this could be of help to you? What did you find most interesting? Or what other questions do you have? It allows them to think about different things. And then I'll say like, hey, on a scale of, 1 to 10, where are you in getting ready to get started? And they'll say like, if it's usually a 7 or less, I'll say, well, it sounds like you have some more questions before you get started. If it's an 8, 9, or 10, I'm just saying, well, sounds like you're ready to get started to me. Let me help you process this, okay? Now, if it is a 4 or 3 or a 1, then I will say, especially if they're more interested also within the social retail business side of things, then I'm also saying things like, well, maybe it sounds like you're just ready to get started with our products. Give this a feel, get exposed to the company and the products, and then let's chat next month. It's just a quick call to customer service if you would like to become a social retailer. But you know what? I love customers, and customers get a fabulous discount, and you can earn your products for free using the free credits that you get every month. So it allows different women to be exposed to different things. It's really important that somehow along the way of your conversations, when you are prospecting and you're going through the follow-up and closure process, you have to let them know that they can get off the hook, okay? They can leave the conversation. You have to de-stress them. And like I've said before, don't paint baby in the corner with Patrick Swayze and Dirty Dancing. It's like you have to let them know. It's like you can say, hey, you can tell me at any time that this just isn't quite for you, and that's going to be just fine for me. And that's why I say like, hey, I get really squeamish under pressure, so I would never do that to you. And that I say that often throughout my month within different live videos or different posts, because I want you to know that you can ask me questions, but I am not ever going to make you feel pressured. I don't have the time and energy to chase people. And that is the third tip. Have more people to follow up with than you could almost handle, and you're not going to be as stressed. You're not going to feel that you have to hound or chase this person. Because if you have to hound or chase them to get them started, then you're going to be hounding and chasing them every day to go and do something within their business. And you do not have the time to mummy manage people. Okay? We have enough in our life to mummy manage, and doing that, we can't. So the last other tip, so this goes into tip number 4, is that if your woman has reached out to you and asked you more questions, and I'm going to use the business aspect of this because I know lots of women, they just got back from Easter, and I've had several women join my business in the last 3 weeks because they had to wait till like after Easter and they were back from holidays. So my accountability is they said like, hey Roxanne, I'm up to here with the kids, and then soccer's going to be starting soon. want to know more about this social retail thing, okay? And honestly, if you want to know more about social retail, go to roxannelynch.info, okay? roxannelynch.info. It'll share everything that I have with you, and then you can get back to me if it's your cup of tea or you have more questions. But I had lots of women reaching out to me saying, like, get back to me after the Easter holidays, because, you know, the kids are crazy with soccer and we're out of town. So what I would do is, I guess I'll go, hey Tanya, you told me to get back to you after Easter. The kids are now in soccer, I'm sure. You know, I hope that Jeremy's doing fantastic and he had a great game. You told me to get back and follow up with you. And it's like, oh yeah, I remember that. You know, I had a great Easter holiday. And you can pop the bubbles. It's so important that we pop the bubbles of their potential objections. Okay, we know that women still will have objections even when they told you to follow up with them. Okay, so you can say like, hey, I know you're probably still crazy busy and soccer season's just beginning and May long weekend is coming, but you know, you told me to follow up with you, and you know, this is what's going on within the company. I just got back home from the Vancouver event. We actually have a social retail app for our phone, so you can watch Jeremy's soccer game and be working on your phone at the same time. You don't have to go home to your behemoth laptop. You don't have to go home to your behemoth computer to work your social retail biz. You can just sit there on your phone. Everything is 100% from your phone. It's called Life, you know, which is learn, invite, follow up, and enroll. And all the training and all the gadgets and gadgets and with videos and PDFs and all that stuff, all attached to your phone. Is just absolutely amazing. So by popping their objections, you are already putting yourself in their mind, and you're already feeling what they're feeling. And they're going to know that you are feeling what they're feeling, because they're already feeling May long weekend is coming, and you know, Jeremy's got, you know, a long distance home away game. I'd love to get this started on this business, but how am I supposed to do that if I'm not here, right? So you have to be popping these different potential objections verbally to them, so they know that you are connected in your heart and your mind, and you're going like, oh my gosh, this woman knows me, she feels me, she's talking about all of my worries already, she feels me, she understands me. That makes it really easy for a woman to say yes to social retail, or, you know, whatever your beloved business is, you know. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so those are the ideas that I wanted to give you guys today to help empower you guys in some very simple steps. So if you guys are coming in late, you're definitely going to want to catch the replay, because I dropped some great things at the beginning and I don't want you guys to miss it. If you don't know what the heck is going on in the world when it comes to social retail, just check out the link at roxannelynch.info. As always, if you got some value, this is pretty generic, easy training within my beloved business or yours, wherever you are, you know, in the world, you know, building in this amazing industry and profession. This is very doable. And women, we're mobile creatures, and we're getting busier and crazier, but we still want something to call ours. We still want something special to call ours, and we can have that tribe, that sisterhood, that community that women need more than ever these days. All right, so you guys have a fabulous evening. Bye guys.